missus and I headed out to the bunker after the first few days proved to be a bit much for her. Everywhere we looked, we saw violence, horror, neighbors turning on each other, families divided. Nobody saw this coming. To say we weren't prepared is an understatement. My wife and I were known as preppers, and even we were rocked to our cores. We had built a fallout shelter using a couple shipping containers I buried in the backyard. We've been stocking them out since late 2015. We based our whole lives around free time doing weapons and survival training and finding unperishable, long-lasting supplies. You'd think spending years literally preparing for an end-of-day scenario would have handled things a little bit more smoothly, but it's been the total opposite. After the first month, our years of hoarding supplies began to dwindle rapidly. My wife takes daily medicine that regulates her mood and depression and anxiety, and her supply went first. I began to notice little ticks I haven't seen in years starting to resurface. Then her appetite became chaotic. She began rambling to herself.
Happy thoughts, we're gonna be
harmless, rambling things calm herself down, but as time passed, the little things added up quickly. One day I'd fallen asleep working on some ancient newspapers, word cross, and woke to the sound of scratching. The way we designed the bunker was to have the entrance be far away enough from the living quarters to feel private and silence many of the outside world's madness. Just scratching cut through the dead silence, and it became deafening. As I walked closer towards the mumbling, it sounded as though my wife was angrily scrubbing wine stains from the carpet. As I got closer, I wished that was what I came across. Well, honey, what in the hell? As I turned the corner and let my eyes adjust to the dim corner my wife was sitting in, I saw her frantically scrubbing at the wall. The light flickered, barely revealing that she was sitting in a pool of her own blood. The scrubbing I'd been hearing was her mindlessly wearing the skin off her fingers. Right now, many days we've been trapped inside the bunker, over and over again. The look in her eyes told me she wasn't coming back. She wasn't making much sense leading up to this, and the lack of medicine and any hope for that matter broke her very quickly. I grabbed the med kit and wrapped her up as best I could. I got her favorite blanket that was given to us as a wedding gift, made sure she was comfortable. Surely now I was just waiting, watching my wife die. While comforting her, I noticed our water filtration system began to run less and less clear. The water I was giving her wasn't helping any longer and seemed to be speeding the process of her dying out. After 4 days, the water began to have a smell and appeared to react to the glass pitcher I was filling. I brought the pitcher to my wife, who was now barely moving and breathing. While trying to explain to her this new water issue, she became wide-eyed and excited. In one chaotic burst of energy, first sign of life and day, she sat up, desperately reaching for the water, and then choking it all. She gargled, choked a little, and then eventually slowly stopped moving. While in total shock, it made perfect sense. That was her way out of the suffering she'd been in. It felt as though it was my fault. Had I not told her about the water, she may not have done such a thing. After about an hour, the skin around my wife's mouth began peeling away, boiling, popping, bleeding. The rest of her body began to follow, leaving a trail from her mouth to her stomach, everywhere the water traveled. Quickly, the stench of rotten flesh and boiling skin and blood began to overtake the bunker. With no escape and the outside world being under attack, I'd run out of survival options. I walked down the dark hallway towards her, carrying blankets, a picture of us on our wedding day, and the last few pumps from the water supply. covered my wife's body and gave her a little service,
Thank you for sharing.
thanking her for the life we had together, for loving me, for staying with me to the very end. I laid the blankets out next to her, took the picture of us into her lifeless hands, swaddled myself up in the blanket with her, and poured myself a glass of the poisoned water. The visitors took everything but my last breath from me, so while I still had the power to, I decided to take it. Drinking down the last of the tainted water, I leaned back, staring deeply into the picture in my wife's hands. I laid my head on her rotting shoulder and reached for her hand, just as I began to feel my insides start to boil. With my last breath, I kissed her goodbye and said,